Let's call this Anaheim. Anaheim. Yeah, Yeah, he feels the pressure coming from that primary unit behind him, and as that primary SUV gets closer, he's definitely stepping on it, but not in the way you would expect from a vehicle that performs the way that a Tesla does. They are uniquely powered vehicles and can accelerate really, really fast. You want to outrun, I don't know if you can easily, I wouldn't say you could easily outrun an Interceptor that the CHP uses, but it's certainly capable of going at much faster speeds than this. So he's still doing only about 5 or 10 miles above the speed limit, but the bottom line is as that CHP unit gets closer behind him, he is feeling the pressure and he's compensating by stepping on the gas pedal. And, one can imagine he is not using autopilot. He certainly seems to be in control of the vehicle as far as we could tell, but just refusing to pull over. It makes you wonder what else he has a guilty conscience about. Again, if it started as a traffic infraction, why wouldn't you just pull over? A simple HOV violation makes sense. It does not make sense to run from the police for that kind of a charge. So we'll see what else is going on here, what else is behind this story, but suffice it to say, still refusing to pull over or even slow down as more units join this pursuit. Again, the good news, as we continue to observe here, is that they have very little traffic in their way and a full traffic brake in place just in case this comes to a stop. Yeah, I mean, you have to wonder. I mean, it just leaves a lot to the imagination, and there's so many possibilities, obviously impossible to speculate, but when you refuse to run like this and continue to just, move at a, I don't want to say a casual pace here, but basically very controlled driving. We're not seeing a lot of erratic moves, not a lot of last-minute decision-making. In fact, as you've pointed out, he's basically committed to that number 2 lane. He certainly pulled out of the HOV lane. He's not using it now, but he's certainly committed to the number 2 lane and really staying and not even moving over those lines. So just continuing to take this as far as he can go. It's not a matter of how much gas is in the tank, obviously, more a matter of what his battery is looking like. And, of course, there's no way for us to know that from up here. But with Teslas, they do have the ability of being somewhat controlled by the manufacturer. And so I'm sure at the very least, Tesla has been impacted. What the procedure is, I actually can't tell you explicitly what the next steps would be. It's not as easy as just turning the vehicle off, but there are protocols in place for situations with luxury vehicles like Teslas. Yeah, and unfortunately, and I can't tell you what the cause is. It might be some construction ahead. There's the spike attempt. Look at that. Look at that. Did he hit him? I took my eyes for a second. I was looking out the window here. Did he clip that front left? Yeah, yeah. That tire does not look good. I think it's on the back one too. I think they're both on borrowed time, and it goes to show you how tricky and precarious a freeway spike strip attempt could be. As you know mentioned just a few moments ago, they are difficult. Now, this guy was providing them with a lot of planning time because he was really traveling in a straight line. But there's other traffic here ahead of him, not necessarily behind him because they formed that traffic break, but the traffic in front of them had to make it difficult for CHP to make it up there. Yeah, I just was a little bit stunned that they were able to set up for that spike attempt on the freeway. Like you were saying, it is a difficult task. Fortunately, not a lot of traffic out here. They were able to catch up in front of them and lay down that spike strip. And by my estimation, it appears to have been a successful spike, at least as far as those left front and rear wheels are concerned. Not sure if he was able to get the far right side, but you can see, I think that these tires are going to start misbehaving here in short order. We should mention that Teslas do not come with run-flat tires, so those tires are going to start to run low. That vehicle and the steering is going to behave much differently, and we'll see here how the driving changes. There's a couple of sparks coming from the wheel, so there's the hubcap. That's the hubcap. That's the front hubcap, and now you could. Was that the tire? Oh wow. Okay. That might have been the actual tire. Here comes the rear tire. Here comes the rear left tire. That rear left tire is peeling right off. Look at that. Nope, and the vehicle is now coming to a stop over the gore point at an exit here. We'll try and get the transition name here, but I think that's going to be, as we come up on the Corona Crawl here, that might be the 241. I'm not sure. Now the vehicle's come to a stop. He's out of the vehicle, approaching those officers. We'll go ahead and keep it a little bit Yep, you can see them approaching without, this is very dangerous, very dangerous. He's approaching those officers, very agitated. They're approaching him from behind, tackling him to the ground. He was showing his hands, but he was not obeying orders. He was walking in their directions. They were giving him very strong commands, and you saw they had no choice there but to sneak up behind him. But got to tell you, David, and you know very well, that could have ended much, much worse. Never. Yeah, they sure did. Lucky it was just a taser if they did have to use it. Fortunately, they didn't have to use it, but that was a very, very close call, and certainly not the way to end this if you're ever in this situation, which hopefully nobody is. But, man, that could have been much, much worse, the way he just started marching towards those officers. If they feel threatened, they will use force, and that was a situation where it was everything on the table. And we should say they have cleared that vehicle, so he is the only person in that car. Still putting up a minor struggle here. You've got to wonder if maybe he's under the influence or whatever the case may be. Look at this, still struggling here as they try and calm him down, get him into the back of that car there. But fortunately, the rest of the vehicle is indeed clear.